Hi everyone, welcome to Max's Mad Mythic Mercenaries, presented by Arbitrary Hero. I am your substitute DM, Cameron. We're going to go around the table, everyone's going to introduce themselves, and then we're going to get moving, because this is a quick one tonight. Nate, who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Nate. I'm playing Rolan Jatoro, sharp stick wielding extraordinaire, and unknown lycanthrope.
Oh
Apparently,
yeah,
I
we
need, I
haven't
need to keep
touched on that
reminding myself
recently.
because I haven't. Yeah, we haven't done anything with it, but it is a thing.
Not yet.
Um,
We do know
the-
when
yeah,
the full
yeah,
moon is.
And
yeah.
he's also a freshly shaved little baby boy.
Yes.
Yes. I had to shave for my job, so I feel like I am 12 again.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
Shuri, what's your deal?
I am Alu Drakar. I am an Asimar rogue, and I'm not sure what we're doing today, so I don't know why she's here,
That's
but
enough.
she's
Hannah, what are you up to?
okay.
I play Holly Reese Go Delicately. I am a noble and wizard, and I'm here because she
Are
told
you
me
a
to
noble
be here.
wizard?
Ian, you and I are on the same level here. Give me them bullet points.
Hi, buddy.
I'm Fen Merrick, Wood Elf Ranger, and I'm trying not to get my shit pushed in by my own crewmates.
That's
time.
what
We're
we're
trying.
doing tonight. All right. So last
Roll
time
for
we
initiative.
played, there was a brief moment of high intensity combat. The crew has rested. It is the next day, early in the morning. This is 1492, Elient the 16th. So it is the next morning. Who is waking up first?
Fen wakes up
Roland-
in meditation.
Okay. And Fen,
Alu
normally
and,
you go
and
for
Roland
a
are
run.
also.
Yes, Fen we'll do some meditation, and he'll go out for a run.
So, Fen, let me put you on the fucking timer. When you go out for your run today, a little different from your other days. You get through your normal circuit, and then usually you do a cool off walk back to the manor. When you come on your way back to the manor, as you're about to cross back into Trollskull Alley, you see an unusually dressed man, very nicely dressed, fashionable, a little showy, with a big brimmed hat. You see this gentleman, and
Is it Big Hat Logan?
he waves at you.
Well, Fen's gonna. So is he like across the street? Is he far from me at this point? Like he's trying to get my attention?
You'll kind of, it'll give you like a couple seconds to hustle over to him if you need to.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop a little bit suspiciously, and I'm gonna sort of look both ways before I cross the street. See who else
Good
is
thing
around.
you do, because you avoid a horse-drawn carriage.
My God.
Safe
I swear to
first,
God,
kids.
if I was actually going to get tuned up by horse-drawn carriage, I'm going to quit this goddamn game. So, so he walks across. So he's going to put his hood up. He's going to try and be a little bit shady here because he's not super trustworthy. This guy, trusting this guy. He's going to go over and say, "Hey, what up, yo? What's on your mind?"
He says, "Are you Fen Merrick?
Depends on who's asking.
My name is J.B. Nevercott, and your exploits for the past week or so have gotten you a bit of a reputation. I wanted to come and pay my respects and say hello."
Hello. Who did you hear these stories of my exploits from?
I heard it from some associates of mine who, I guess most recently last night, saw you meet with a friend of ours named Zandra. But I should say former friend. I wanted to extend my thanks to you for taking care of a very embarrassing situation. He says, just so you know, I am a haberdasher by trade, but I have recently come into business with some associates that you may know as Bregan D'aerthe. They're new to town, but they are excited to be part of the citizenry of Waterdeep, and they're just out here trying to, provide for families. And Zandra was unfortunately causing quite a ruckus with this little map scheme of hers, and I wanted to extend my thanks for you to not harm the drow that were in her employ, just taking care of her specifically, as well as pay my respects. I see now. It's interesting, you know. At first, I thought you were a drow yourself, and talking with you, I see that you're not. But something tells me that you might at least be a little more sympathetic to the dire straits of the drow in the Sword Coast than others might be.
Well, I'm definitely sympathetic to the music because it's great music from Dire Straits. Am I able to tell the race of this person?
Yeah, this guy is human, and he looks like an Eluskan. They are kind of swarthier human beings from the city-state of Luskan and the surrounding area.
Lob Luskin. Yes. We've heard about Luskin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JB says, anyway, I wanted to extend my thanks again. I also wanted to see if you might be, and he motions to a bench, and he'll walk over and sit down if you're willing to sit and chat with him.
Okay. Can I see if there's like, if he's got like, I want to do a perception just to make sure that there's like no people around. I want to get ambushed. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. Give me, you can do both. Give me a perception check and an insight check. You're scanning around you with perception, and then you're analyzing his character with insight.
That's 1 + 4 and then 1 + 2. I'll do my insight first. Great. Awesome. Well done, Ian.
Don't know anything about this guy.
Now perception. That's better.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
So you catch in the distance at 3 different spots, 3 drow. But
drow.
They're it seems like they're far enough in distance. This is not they're not focused on you. They are focused on scanning around the area as well.
I see. So I'm going to get the impression that they're probably with this dude, but they're sort of trying to make sure that we both don't get fucked
like
up.
Maybe security detail. Exactly.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to take the chance and go have a sit down with this fella and maybe talk to him.
Maybe you should do your cooldown stretches. You don't want to pull a hammy later on today.
Right.
As
You guys tell that I've had some PTSD here.
As Fen is doing his stretches, JB does not hide the fact that he is admiring.
Admiring Fen's physique.
Yeah.
Good. Fen's right. He's in shape. He's a good-looking
He's a
young man.
strapping young lad.
JB
He's a
seems like the
strapping
type of
young
fellow
elf.
that can enjoy
Swings both
the
ways.
finer arts.
Look, Fen isn't gonna be, he's not gonna deny this sort of appreciation.
Yeah, he's like, I know the effect I have on men.
Yeah, he feels it. Okay. He's not. So yeah, he's gonna engage further with this fella. He's interested to know more about his crew and him.
Yeah. So
Oh.
JB says, like, again, I've recently come into business with Bregan D'aerthe. I'm considered kind of a broker of sorts, someone who helps the mercenaries of Bregan D'aerthe make safe contact with the larger citizenry of Waterdeep. I guess I don't know how much you may know of them, but I assure you that the rumors about drow in the Underdark, while they are true, that does not apply to all drow.
Interesting.
And like I said, they are interested in establishing a new safe haven outside of the influence of the matriarchy of Lulth, and he spits when he says Lulth's name.
Lulth's the evil god, right? The female.
Yes, she is the
Evil
spider
demon
queen goddess
queen.
of the drow. Essentially, like, the elves have a pantheon, and the drow have an evil version of that pantheon.
She is the Morgoth of the Elven pantheon.
Yeah.
Just so you. to put it in perspective for you.
But anyway, so he says, I guess the reason I wanted to come by, aside from expressing my explicit thanks, is to see if there's any chance you would undertake a task for me and thereby for Bregan D'aerthe. It's really a small thing, but it could lead to bigger things. And I think right now, because of the way that you've treated Drow that you've interacted with, and he kind of does this to you, he's like, because of your own experience with the biases of the masses, I figured you might be a little more sympathetic than me hiring just a random mercenary.
Okay, so third person omniscient here. He's definitely interested in this for a number of reasons, partly because Fen is interested in making as many new connections as possible in Waterdeep, because he is on his own personal investigation. So he's amenable to doing this, yes. So
would Fen talk about his own personal investigation
Not
as
yet.
a price?
No.
Okay.
Not I think at this point, I think he still kind of wants to feel him out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think what he wants to do at this point, he's going to ask him if he's ever heard, if this guy or his crew has ever heard of, what's the name of our pub again?
The Trollskull
Manor.
Tavern. Yeah.
Tavern.
Have you ever heard of this new establishment? I highly recommend it. There's great quality people and drinks there. Maybe you should give it a look one of these days.
I actually have. I heard that you're having a grand opening in 3 days. I plan on being there.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Way to go, Fen.
I'm going to let you know that I'm definitely interested. I think we'd like to discuss it with you a little bit further. So how about we plan to, if you happen to show up at that grand opening, there's a good chance you might find me there and some other people who might be amenable to helping out your cause.
He looks at you and he thinks to himself, and then he mutters something under his breath. He says, "Tu n'es pas un frère de songe, mais toujours un frère." And then he says, "I'll tell you what, I'll be there, but I would appreciate if you are interested. Instead of us talking business at the tavern," and again, this is me reaching out to you directly. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind if your companions help you out on tasks, but you are the one I'd like to deal with. If you ever want to come by my haberdashery, it is in the Sea Ward, and I'd love to talk business with you privately then.
Excellent. Okay, you have like specific hours?
He says,
When's a good time?
I mean, we're open, 8 to 6 p.m. But if you ever need me, I think you can leave a message at whatever time, and I think within a day I'll be in contact with you.
Got it. All right, it's a haberdashery.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a hat shop?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Sort of.
Okay.
And as remarked by his very nice hat.
It is great.
Calling the company Lids.
He'll get up.
Yeah.
And he'll thank you for the time and say, I hope to see you soon, and he'll start walking away.
I'm gonna say one more thing as he walks away. Have you ever seen something called a fedora? Specifically with a particularly tall crown. There's a guy named Indiana Jones who wears one. I would like to maybe, just as a show of good faith, maybe you could knock one up for me and I can try it on next time I come by.
He says, "You know what? I do know what a fedora is, and I as a show of good faith, I'd love to." And then he smirks and he says, "If good faith is what you're looking for, I could also tell you about the werewolf that's popped up recently in the Sea Ward. Someone claims to be from Silvery Moon."
Okay, so this is where Fen's ears perk up a little bit because he's had some history with werewolves. So he's going to ask, what more can you tell me on this? I'm very interested.
He says, "Again, information is my business aside from making lovely hats. I know your relationship with Rolan, and we've been keeping an eye on Rolan for some time now. So we know the unfortunate thing that happened to your wife and his sister. So we heard that there's a werewolf around this summer has been prowling the Seaward. Not random acts of violence, but it seems to be acting as an enforcer for one of the noble houses.
Okay.
As of now, that is all I know, but if we're in business together, I will spend resources to get you answers that you seek.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think we can assume. I think we can agree that we're going to be in business together going forward. I definitely want to discuss and investigate this a little deeper. So you can expect me to call on you shortly, and I think that will be a fair exchange of services. I think I would be useful to you as in your interests and your endeavors, so long as you continue to keep your ear to the grindstone.
Oh, absolutely. I think we understand each other perfectly. And believe me,
right.
what I ask of you is a very small task.
And you're okay with me potentially bringing my crew or some members of my crew along with me if need be?
I will speak
Depends
to
on the
you,
task.
but yes, absolutely. They can help you with whatever work you need.
Got it. Okay, well, you can definitely expect me to reach out to you very soon. And I definitely expect and hope to see you at our grand opening in a few days.
I'll see you
I'll
there.
buy you a drink
Sounds lovely.
in the house.
And as he walks away, you see the... Oh, Jesus.
Hey, perfect timing.
Time is up.
Yeah. As he walks away, you see the three drow converge on him. They kind of walk past you, keeping a distance, but they converge on him and they make their way down the street.
Awesome.
I thought I
Making
had
their
that
way
shit on
downtown.
silent. That's fine.
Walking fast, spaces past.
So, Ian,
no
what I want
window.
you to put in your notes is that you have joined the Bregan D'aerthe faction, and your renown with them is currently 0.
Got it.
You have 0 renown.
Well, you got to do things first.
I have
It seemed
I'm
like
on
he had
the
enough
radar.
renown for them to know who he was.
Well, this renown is like
Right now, you're at the lowest level.
metering
You can
system.
recruit more people below you, and they recruit
Every
more people
10
below
people
them.
that you recruit filters up to you. Yeah. All right. So, Fen, I'm assuming after that conversation, maybe you take a little longer walk to ponder your thoughts, or you head back to Trollskull Manor, whatever you want to do.
Fenn's done his workout. He typically walks it off. He's got to get that lactic acid out. So he's going to walk very slowly back to...
Drink some water.
He's going to
All
drink
right.
some water. Maybe stop for...
While Fen was out on his run, was anyone else getting up?
Alu and Roland are usually among the first up.
I was probably making breakfast. I'm usually early riser. I do my stoutness exercises and then
Stoutness?
stoutness.
Oh, my God.
So Winnie the Pooh reference, man. Come on.
Oh, God.
So,
Yeah,
Alu,
I got you.
Down,
Yes, up and down.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
in the mood. Yep. All right, you're welcome.
Alu, for you, there's nothing major. I just want to remind you that last night when you got home, you found your secret stash was meddled with,
All
and
my
there was
stuff
a
was
note
rifled.
there, saying that when you had a chance to go see Davil's Star Song at the Yawning Portal,
Yeah, and I'd want to do that.
you want to do that right away?
I probably would. I feel like,
Okay, you can.
especially since the Yawning Portal, I feel like is a safe environment. I trust Durnan at the very least.
I mean, trusting to kick ass when things go wrong. Yeah, sure.
Right.
But it
I
doesn't
feel
mean
the
things are
Yawning
going to go
Portal
wrong.
is a really dangerous fucking place, but whatever.
Yeah. So,
Well, it's for the
so Alu,
where
you
the
want
thing
to
came to
head
the wall.
there first thing in the morning?
Probably.
All right. So you head over to on your way to the Yawning Portal. Nothing major. There's the normal morning traffic, foot traffic, and all that. You get to the Yawning Portal. You step inside and you see. I mean, it's the morning, so it's pretty empty. You see there's the small crowd. Some people like to grab breakfast. There's a group of adventurers getting ready to be lowered down through the Yawning Portal, and then you see. Say that
Thunder
again.
Mountain.
Oh yeah.
we're just all like, woo. Death to
you
those.
see Yagra Stonefist standing at a post, kind of blocking off a particular booth in the yawning portal. And she sees you, and she waves and then kind of beckons you with her hand.
I probably would go over to talk to her. We're friendly-ish.
Yeah, I mean, she comes over and she greets you pretty happily. If I don't know if you all remember last time you saw each other, both times you've met her, you essentially saved her life. The last time there was that doppelganger disguised as Reiner who stabbed her, and then attacked you, and you fended him off.
Motherfucker.
So she beckons you over and she says, Alu, I am very glad to see you here. I didn't think you'd show up until this evening.
So, what was it that you said that it was Davos Starstrong?
Yeah, the note said, want to be part of something big, bigger than yourself. Speak to Davil Starsong at the Yawning Portal.
I would ask her if she's the one who sent me the note, but I wouldn't mention names.
She says, no, but my boss did. And she beckons you into the booth next to her.
Okay. I'd probably also ask her who her boss is, just to like confirm that the name she gives me is the same name.
Oh, sure. Before you go in, yeah. So she says, she apologizes on behalf of her boss. She says, he has a flair for the dramatic, Davil does. I told him that a simple flying snake with a note attached to it would have sufficed, but he said that in order to pay proper respects, and to show you how serious he is, he needed to do the thing with the 2 inches. I don't know why it's always 2 inches to the left, but every time we recruit a thief, it's always move all the shit 2 inches to the left.
That's funny.
Yeah, if you're trying to get intel on Davil, I mean, she's pretty amenable. Like, you two have a pretty friendly banter.
Yep.
So she tells you, like, Davil's a retired adventurer, he says, she talks about, like, they've joined the group called the Black Hand a few years back, and they use the Black Hand's resources to help people in need. They provide loans, mercenaries, other services. They overcharge their rich clients so that they can have their poor clients pay as they can.
The real Robin Hoods.
Yeah, you know, kind of, what do you call it? Scaling pay. They pay by scale. And then she'll beckon you into the booth.
All right. All is cool. She'll sit down with her.
Beckoning. So
you go in, and then Yagra will sit down next to you, and you see Davil. He's got his drink in hand, and he says he was writing some notes, and then he folds it up, sticks his hand out of the booth, and someone comes by, like a waitress comes by, grabs it, and takes it somewhere else. And he says, I'm sorry, I was expecting you later. Normally in the morning I go through all my messages and, you know, gotta have my coffee. Can I get you some breakfast or anything?
Olive's good. She's the, like, apple lady. She just eats, like, fruit on her way wherever, so she's already eaten.
Okay. Davil says, so we've never met, but obviously you know Yagra, and Yagra has vouched for you in particular, and your friends,
Thanks, Yagra.
obviously, as well. You've met some associates of ours in the past. I'm Davil Starsong. I run a small cell of the Black Hand, and I wanted to see if you were willing to help us. I know the Black Hand, like, oh, that sounds so shady and all that stuff. But my real goal
black
with my goal, and Yagra can attest to this, is there is a lot of unneeded gang violence happening in Waterdeep lately, and I'd like your help to stop it.
as opposed to the needed kind of gang violence.
The needed kind. That was funny. I feel like Alu would be like, I'm interested. I'm interested in helping. I believe in your helping, the less fortunate, the
The
people who
cause.
are preyed on by others. So I'm interested in being of assistance, but I only take, jobs that I believe in.
He says, well, let me float this one by you.
Selective.
Recently in the dock ward, elf and half-elf sailors, they keep finding themselves at the wrong end of a blade. There's been 3 dead so far. Each has been beheaded in the middle of the night. And the City Watch is fucking clueless on this, as usual. And I'm out of manpower. I'm fighting fires elsewhere in the city, but there's a serial killer in the dock ward. And I wanted to see if you and your friends could put a stop to it.
Alu's down for that. I'd be like, yeah.
I've watched enough
I
Netflix.
believe in justice for serial killers are no bueno, man.
And Davil looks at you apologetically and he says, like, the unfortunate thing is I don't have any more information to give you. This is a boots on the ground thing. You'll probably have to stake out and figure out what's going on and find them. But I was looking for someone who could do this sort of work, and Niagara said that you're the one to trust with it.
I'm in.
I just want to point out the irony that Alu objects to serial murderers, but she doesn't really have a problem with the serially murdered.
That's a someone who perpetrates a crime versus a victim sort of thing. Fen,
I mean, I don't have a problem with you, Fen. I had a problem when I killed you. I didn't mean to.
Alu's not victim blaming here.
No. I appreciate it.
It's not like Fen's walking around dressed like he's asking to get murdered.
No, your t-shirt does not say kill me.
Yeah.
And he's going to get a new fedora pretty soon, so things are looking up for Fen.
Yeah.
You gonna, carry a whip too?
So with that information, Davil says, listen, if you want any food or anything, you can order and I'll cover the bill. Otherwise, and he pulls this stack of papers and he says, I'm swamped this morning. If there's anything you need, let me know. Otherwise, when you figure out what's going on, let me know. Or once you've dealt with it, then, we're good.
I'd be like, I'm good, but thanks for the offer. And should probably head back to Trollskull Manor.
Sure thing. Cherie, you put down in your notes, 1, this quest, and 2, that Alu has joined the Zhentarim.
Really?
Zhentarim. And
oh
her
my
renown
god
is 0.
Oh my god.
I feel like she's picky about her jobs. She's not necessarily all joining.
You just joined
Right.
Fantasy MI6.
This is and the book has notes here about this. It's not like they call on you and you have to come to their call, but you've joined them for this job. And for the purposes of gaining renown levels, you're a member.
An associate. Yeah.
Got it.
Whereas Fen and Holly and Rolan are not, so they won't get renown, whereas Alu will when she does things for them.
Got it.
Same thing with Ian, same thing with you and Bregan D'aerthe. You are a member for the purposes of getting reputation with them, whereas the others are not.
But we can help you with your reputation. If we're awesome, it reflects well on you.
I'm just trying to use you guys.
We're going to...
That seems to be how it works.
Holly doesn't put on a hat and it gets put in Gryffindor house, I'm going to be disappointed with today's events.
Speaking of, God, we can talk about that later. But Magic the Gathering is doing a Harry Potter set, but it's not
offline.
It's not literally Harry Potter.
Offline, Cameron. Offline. Focus.
Yep, we're on a timer. I think we're ahead of schedule. All right.
That doesn't matter.
The camera is going to flash back to Trollskull Manor now, while Alu and Fen are out. Say that again.
Establishing shot.
Yeah, establishing shot. We do the pan up kind of so you can see the tower, Alu's little hideaway tower.
Alu's tower.
Wilhelm, Rolan might come down around the same time. I'm not sure. Wilhelm sleeps in. Normally he's up pretty early, but he was up pretty late for the past 2 nights, so he slept in a little bit. So maybe he comes down after Rolan does.
Yeah.
Holly Reese is probably already up.
Oh,
She
really?
slept in. Well, she slept in, but I'm thinking it's like 9 or 10 at this point.
Sure. So
the
Rolan might have
morning.
been up for. I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. Would Rolan have been up for a little while before then?
I mean, yeah, probably. He probably gets up at like 7, but
Yeah, so he
he
goes about
probably
his
does
day.
chore. He's
Yeah.
done choring.
Yeah. And then Wilhelm and Holly Reese come downstairs to join him. And Wilhelm, like, he'll say hi to both of them. Do you guys want to move down into the first floor tavern?
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me
Yeah.
do that. Maps. All right.
Good morning. How's everyone doing? Perdita and Leaf have
good.
been. Leaf has been taking a training Perdita to move things around. So he's progressively been moving heavier and heavier mugs and trying to get her to lift them on the counter. So they're focused on their thing.
Okay. And I'll be like, well, nothing like a last minute project last night, but I think we pulled it off all right. Breakfast?
Yes, please.
Sure. Actually, that would be great. I have some interviews coming up. How's everyone feeling about the grand opening?
Ooh. Feeling
I
good.
mean,
I think we're gonna have a big crowd.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. If we're gonna have some exclusive like guest appearances here, I think we'll do.
Oh yeah, Arturo said that he would probably make an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hiring some new staff for the grand opening because I figure we'll be pretty swamped. And I don't think our only staff should be a were-rat and some ghosts.
Agreed.
So I've got...
Yeah, I'm not big on child labor.
Yeah. Perdita's not working. She's learning.
At the corporally
But
challenge.
so I went through some first-round interviews yesterday, and then I've got... I think the 4 staff members I want to hire are actually... Oddly enough, it's all hobbits, but they seem very industrious and eager to... Not hobbits, shit. This is not Lord of the Rings. Halflings. Don't
Trademark.
sue me, J.R.R. Tolkien.
Well, he's dead, so
Yeah. Tolkien's
He's older
family.
guy.
Claimed.
So he pulls out, like, he's got a stack of profiles, and he pulls out 4, and he says, I think it'll be Kelso Fiddlewick, Dasher Snowbeetle, Danica Fiddlewick, who's Kelso's younger sister, and then Bryn Hilltopple.
These are awesome names.
Yeah. And they seem excited to work, and they worked at breweries before. So I think between kitchen staff and front house, we'll have everything covered. Leaf kind of moans groaningly, and he says, Leaf, of course, will be at the bar. No one's taking his job away.
Leaf, you're fantastic.
These people's last names are euphemisms for masturbation.
Actually, if you two are up and Fen and Alu, I was going to wait for them to come back, but aside from that, I do have a meeting in after these interviews at 11 o'clock that I'd like for you all to sit in on if you get a chance.
Sure.
Ends up what?
Yeah, it's a low
How long
maintenance
would
day.
it take for us to get back?
You'll be back.
Nobody
by then.
needs to do it.
Oh,
So the halflings, they come in, they do their interviews. They all come in as a group. It seems like they already knew each other, but Wilhelm's not opposed to just hiring a group of friends if they work well together. And it seems like they do. Their references are excellent. Is anyone opposed to hiring these halflings? I mean, technically, the 4 of us own the bar together. Holly Reese doesn't get a say.
Do we
the only
have any
question I
alcohol
have
at the
is,
house?
why are they looking for a job now? Did the place they worked at before close?
They're honest about it. They say, well, this is a new bar, and you guys have ghosts, and we've heard that Volo is involved. So we're pretty sure we're going to make more money on tips here than we are at the old place.
Fair enough.
Do they have a problem climbing ladders to get to the alcohol on the upper shelves?
I
No,
can
actually,
probably rig something
if
up.
Fen asked that, they demonstrate that they don't even need ladders. They can climb the shelves very easily. They're nimble.
Yeah. All right.
I could probably get one of those like rolling library ladders.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I can probably rig something up like that.
There's there's the shop that is making our sign. We could go hire them to make that a ladder because they specialize in woodwork.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good
fine.
idea. Not only is it going to be badass in the actual bar itself, because that's pretty cool, but anything that makes it easier for our halflings. We want to be halfling friendly.
Yeah.
Gotta
Full
protect the food.
wages, not half wages.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't have tokens for them, but I will add them before the next session, which Max will be DMing. So the interviews go well. They thank us for their time. They're going to start working tomorrow. And yeah, things seem fine. They head out, and then two people walk in that you all might be familiar with already. Well, actually, one of them
Including
you
me
know.
and Fen.
Yes.
I'm just making sure. Like, are we back?
Yeah, we're back. We were in the interviews.
I'm just making sure.
Fen isn't back. He went
Well-
up to his room for some reason, and he hasn't come out yet.
You coming back down to from your
Wait
bedroom?
a minute. I don't have any say in this.
It's
That's where your token is.
Move your token.
Shit, I forgot about that part.
Okay, so you all see, I don't know how much you remember, but you see Matrim 3 Strings Marag walk through the door, who is a bard that worked at the Yawning Portal, was doing the show that Wilhelm helped write. That night when you all fought off the dudes and got the little
And saved the cat.
and saved the cat.
Speaking of Marmaduke, we gotta not forget Marmaduke.
Marmaduke
slinking around.
isn't Marmaduke here?
Yeah, it's slinking around here somewhere.
He's like the
He's our
He's
Mouser.
my good old buddy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
our mouser.
Where is Marmaduke? I
don't
thought
know.
didn't we
He
have a
doesn't
token
have a
for him?
token.
You did.
Do we? I don't know.
Cat.
Go back
Oh,
to
Can
go
you
back
make
to the
it a
Yawning Portal
token
map.
that I can move around?
I thought I did.
While we search, I just want to point out to the audience that our friend Nate here is rocking God tier 1990s Hugh Grant style floppy hair.
Okay, so
It's
this
just
is
long enough. I can't do shit with it right now.
Marmaduke,
That's the way it's gonna work.
and
God,
if
Excellent
I
volume.
I need to make it a generic token, and then I can let Alu control it. Can you move Marmaduke around?
Yeah, I can. Marmaduke's gonna be like, "What up, Alu? I missed you. Welcome back."
Yeah,
It's
so
creepy.
Matrim comes in and he waves hello to the party. He nods to Wilhelm. Wilhelm nods back. And he says, is now a good time? Wilhelm says, yeah, absolutely. And he motions for everyone to kind of sit around these two tables here while the bar is empty.
Okay.
So if everyone huddles up, Matrim says, I want to introduce you all to my friend Mert. Mert here owns the Lightsinger Theater in the Castle Ward. Mert nods and Matrim says, I'll let Mert do the talking. Mert says, I know about some of your recent adventures. I know that you saved Reiner, and that you helped Matrim and Wilhelm out here, which is why I wanted to come by, because Reiner and everyone else tells me you're a good bet. I wanted to extend to you tickets to a private box at the Lightsinger Theater whenever you want to attend. The Lightsinger Theater's in the Sea Ward. And I also wanted to extend a request for you all to help out our organization. And Mert points to Wilhelm Matrim and himself, and he says, you already know Matrim is a member of, but you may not have known that Wilhelm is a member of the Harpers.
No, we did not know that. Funny how that escaped Wilhelm's
Or at
notice.
least we didn't remember it.
Wilhelm just grins.
That sounds
Uh-huh.
about right.
And he says, Roland, there's a lot you could learn about me if you wanted to spend more time together.
Oh boy, Roland.
And
He's still trying to make friends with you.
It's the hair.
Friend.
It's the hair. That's funny.
Mert says Wilhelm will be your point man on this, but if you ever need to speak to me directly, again, come on. Most nights you could find me at the opera. We could speak during intermission. You have the private box, or you could come visit my manor in the Sea Ward. I don't know how much you know about the Harpers, but we exist to bring balance to all the chaos that can happen in the politics of the Sword Coast.
That
Okay.
seems ironic since Wilhelm, I feel like, causes more chaos on occasion. Interesting. I feel like since Fenn's here, he'd be like, yeah, because his assignment is to explore the sea area. Whatever.
Explore the sea area.
Yeah, the sea. What's it
Oh,
called?
no,
Seaboard.
I see. The
Seaboard.
information that was Fen got a tip that there's a werewolf from Silvery Moon in the Sea Ward. That's not his
Yeah.
assignment. He hasn't actually gotten his assignment yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, that's-
he
yeah,
has
that's
that
the quick
information that
briefing.
he'd be interested in
Yeah.
that the rest of us wouldn't know about yet, but he'd be interested in proceeding with assisting these folks, as that's another alliance that will help him further his cause.
Yeah, Wilhelm says, obviously it's weird being approached by strangers, but you've met Matrim and you've helped each other in the past. You all know me. There is a lot that happens in Waterdeep, especially in all the cities of the Sword Coast, that even though it's in the shadows, it's still for the good of everyone. And I'd like you to be a part of that.
You
I'm
know,
in.
Alu's probably in.
He's talking to all of us, right?
Yeah.
Like in general?
Yep.
I mean, do we need to commit right this minute?
No.
Okay.
But
No.
like
I
that's
feel
just
like
the pitch. Yeah.
With reservations is fine to be
Yeah.
like, we're interested, but
Yeah,
you know.
Wilhelm says, he says again, like essentially what this boils down to is you guys might be helping me with things when I ask for it, and if you're open to that, then nothing really has to change about our relationship. If
Yeah,
not,
so-
I can do things on my own. That's also fine.
Fenn's welcome.
Zero renown with the Harpers.
Fenn is predisposed to opening doors of possibility, but isn't necessarily making commitments right away.
Yeah, that's
So-
fine.
Yeah.
Everyone who's interested, you are now you've joined the Harpers faction. Because of what you've done previously with them, you actually have one renown with the Harpers.
Okay. Well, the way I see it, we
And are
bailed
you
him out of stuff
joining too?
before. We'll just do it some more. Nothing's really changed. So, yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah. And Wilhelm says the first thing that we'll do, and this doesn't have to happen today, when we get a chance, maybe later in the week, because we're working on the grand opening. Matrim and Mert kind of nod, and they'll head out for Wilhelm to brief everyone. And says, we got word that one of the drays working in the city is pulled by a talking mare named Maxine. She wears a violet flower behind her left ear, and I've been asked to find her and find out if she knows of any Zhentarim agents in hiding. There's rumor that she caught a glimpse of something. And he pulls out a paper bird. We put the details on the bird, we release it, and the Harpers get the information they need.
Okay. Didn't we meet a Maxime?
No, this is a
No.
horse.
Okay.
It's a horse.
It's like-
Maxime is a horse.
It is
Yeah,
a
it's-
talking horse.
Talking horse.
Oh, that's information I would have appreciated up front. What the fuck?
I said it's a talking
They did
mare.
say
Yeah, talking mare.
Talking
mare.
mare.
See that? I thought it was a mare as in Mayor. I was like, well,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
seems
little
redundant.
known fact about Waterdeep. So each ward has a mare. All of them take a vow of silence, but one of those fuckers has started talking, and we gotta
Has
find that
started
son of a
talking.
bitch.
He tweets on his toilet every morning.
Yeah.
I just didn't even
Bastard.
watch
He
it.
is a
Yeah.
son of a bitch. Okay, so this is a talking horse mare
Yep.
named Maxime with an M or Maxine.
I'll put text in after the session. So
Okay.
that we get all the
So I
spelling
can
right.
add, yeah,
She's like
all
an
my notes.
awakened. She's an
Yeah.
awakened horse of some sort.
Yep.
Alright.
After that, Wilhelm goes back to like his paperwork. He thanks everyone. He says, again, when we get a lead, like there's no point scouring the city trying to talk to every fucking horse in it. We'll get a lead soon, and we'll find it. I just wanted to thank everyone, and I figured I know you all well enough at this point that I could tell you some more about myself. And he'll go back to his work. When that happens,
We hear the loudest applause than ever, and Fen dies.
Yeah. No. Hollyrees, you get. Nate, remind me how sending spells work.
Sending spells are up to 25 words, so long as you're on the same plane of existence.
But it appears in your head, right?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
telepathic thing.
Hollyrees, your mother's voice appears in your head, asking
Whoa.
you to come home to meet with someone.
Oh
She's
shit!
requesting
You
your
been
presence
bad.
immediately.
Hollyrees will go and meet with her
You
mom.
step outside, and there is a carriage waiting for you.
Oh
That's
shit!
hilarious.
You done been planned for.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
When Hollyrees leaves, you pass by Merloon War Dragon, who you all remember again from the Yawning Portal. He is a member of Force Grey. He's the one that got you your Get Out of Death free cards. And
What was his name again?
He tips
War
his hat.
Dragon.
Merloon
Merloon
War Dragon. I'll
Okay.
put all the names in.
Yeah.
And he steps
We'll
inside.
do like a little wave.
Yeah, and comes
Yep.
up to the table, says hi to everyone, orders a drink from Leaf, and he starts chatting with Rolan just about how things have been going. Says, Rolan, what have you been up to lately?
Mostly keeping this place figured out, making connections and preparing for opening day. Got a tournament coming up apparently. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like things have been pretty busy. And he's like kind of focused on his drink. He takes a sip and he says, I heard the funniest thing the other day. A buddy of mine who works at the headquarters down in the, I forget where we were, like the shopping ward, the business ward.
Awkward?
No,
Oh.
not the dock ward, the business ward. At the Force Grey barracks there, said someone came in to redeem a resurrection ticket, but not for themselves and not for anyone they really knew.
So like, haha, funny.
Like that's not
Yep.
something that happens very often. Funny, and I wanted to come and say that it's rare. Like that was very generous of you.
Well,
Was.
I had personal reasons for doing it, sure. But yeah, in hindsight, if you can help correct the mistake, you better try your best to.
We're starting to build some rep around here, fellas. I'm digging it.
Meloon says, "That's, I'll be honest, when we met previously, and from what I've heard about you by reputation in your mercenary days, that's not something I expected from you. But that is something that I would expect from a man who we would invite to join Force Grey."
Well, to be honest, when you met me the first time, yeah, I wasn't that guy. But yeah, I learned a couple things, and I started thinking about a lot of stuff. You want me to join you?
Yeah, what can they do for you, Nate?
Well, I'm extending the invitation, but it's actually not me asking you to join. A friend of he'll say, everyone who joins Force Grey is handpicked by the Black Staff.
The Black Staff. And what
So
is that?
you may not know this. The Black Staff, Holly, you would know the Black Staff, but you're not there
Yeah.
to overhear this.
No.
The Black Staff is the High Wizard of Waterdeep. They're charged with using all the magic and resources at their disposal to defend the city against all sorts of threats. The current Black Staff, her name is Vajra Safar. She's young to be the Black Staff. She's in her mid-30s. She was handpicked for the job by the previous Black Staff. And the Black Staff, they get their title. It's a title that gets passed down from the staff. It's a literal Black Staff that they use.
She sounds dope as fuck.
She runs Force Grey. So the Waterdeep has the Watch, it has its Navy, it has its Griffin Riders. Force Grey is the government's. You said MI6 earlier.
Yeah.
Force Grey is really the MI6.
Okay.
Bregan D'aerthe is a mercenary band. Zhentarim is like a
covert ops,
a mafia thing.
Yeah.
The Harpers are like an independent spy network. Force Grey is enforced by the Black Staff and protects the city of Waterdeep.
Okay. Well,
Meloon, he pays for his drink and he says, I just wanted again to say that's very unusual and let you know how generous that is. And thank you again for the help that you gave me last time. And he'll walk out. And then...
Does he leave a business card?
No.
Rolan has
The
0
reputation-
renown.
In your head, you hear 10 or 15 minutes after he's left, not right away. I am Vajra Safar, the Black Staff. Come to Blackstaff's Tower in the Castle Ward
Well, that's where I have my private tutor.
at
Continue.
4 p.m. tomorrow, Elient the 17th. Bring your friends.
all right.
Nate, on Roland's character sheet, you can note you have joined Force Grey, and you have a renown of 1 with them.
This whole episode is like fucking Dark Souls joining covenants where you have no fucking idea what you're getting yourself into.
Basically. I wanted
That's
to,
what
again, I wanted to make sure I did this before Max took us into chapter 3 of the book, because otherwise we kind of missed the window of opportunity.
Dark Souls, you like happen upon these
we're-
things and they say, "Do you want to join?" You're like, "I don't know."
We're almost
Yeah.
there in terms of time, but we have just enough time to switch over. Holly Rees, your carriage has just arrived at your mother's house.
Yep.
So I hop out
Yep.
and walk in to see my mom.
You come in, and she is not waiting for you like in the grand hall or anything. She's actually in the receiving parlor. This is the parlor where the family receives guests of honor. Like, if the black staff were to come to visit, this is the opulent receiving parlor that she would be inducted to. Your mother is there. She is chatting with a man that you may not recognize. You could roll a history check to see if you recognize him.
Okay.
And she is telling the... Oh, damn. Yeah.
20.
Okay. You recognize... did I just fuck up where I was? Nope, there we are. This is Jalister Silvermane. He is a representative of the Lord's Alliance. He's younger. He's in his mid-20s. You know him by reputation. He's from the distant land of Cormyr. He has a reputation working in a mercenary company called the Steel Shadows. He has been on many adventures. He's for someone as young as he is, he's already made quite a name for himself. You in particular remember him as the gentleman that Alu spoke with briefly at the Yawning Portal the night of the attack with the two guys and the doppelganger. They had a brief interaction. But your mom is telling him what seems to be a very funny story. And she's going on, she says, yeah, and then, do you know what? Like, she has the entire family resources. Do you know what she wants to do? She wants to join the Watchful Order of Magisters. And he seems to kind of laugh politely. And she says, she's a go delicately. And she wants to join the masses, apparently. What am I going to do with this girl?
Hi, Mom. How's it going?
She
Can we
turns.
not maybe share embarrassing stories at me in front of important gentlemen like Mr. Silvermane here?
Your mom turns and she says, "Oh, Holly, it's so glad to have you home for a little while. She really doesn't visit enough." And she beckons you to a seat on the couch next to her.
I'll stop telling embarrassing stories when you stop doing embarrassing things, dear.
She says, "Speaking of stories, Jalister, you won't believe this, but one of my employees recently told me last night Holly got into a fist fight." And he says, "Excuse me?" And she says, yes, she apparently forgot she was a wizard and she tried to tackle someone at a cobbler shop.
Holly Reeves mutters under her breath, "I'm gonna fucking kill Wilhelm."
Your mom says, "Holly, I'm so glad you could make it. I know you're so busy. You're running all over town, meeting all sorts of people." She turns to Jalister and says, she's got a lot of work she's been doing lately.
I have. We're opening an inn. Tavern.
Your mom's smile freezes on her face. And she says, "Oh, you're like a you mean a grand hotel."
Sure. A grand hotel
That
serves beverages.
She says, well, I just, Jalister here wanted to meet you and talk with you. And she kind of puts a hand on your knee and she says, "I know how you've been struggling to meet the right sort of people." She kind of gives you a wink. And she says, "So I figured why not put you two in touch with each other?" And apparently he needs some work to be done with a group of people that are more our people than the Watchful Order.
Our sort.
Okay. What sort? Holly Reeves does the hair flip. She looks at Jalister and she's like, "What sort of work?"
Jallister says, thank you so much, my lady. Go delicately.
Oh God, that's my mother. Please call me Holly
No,
Reese.
he's talking to your mother.
Oh, okay, thank God.
He says, if it's all right with you, really, Holly's here, and I'd like to talk with her directly. And your mom nods, and she says, "Of course, of course." And she says, "I'll leave you to it. I'll have some tea and snacks brought in." And she gives you a big hug, and she says, "I do me proud on this one. I'm so proud of you." And then she gives you a kiss on the cheek, and she leaves. Jallister turns to you and he says, "Was your mom trying to set us up? Because that's not why I wanted to talk to you." Like your mom said, first off, I want to say that, like, I don't care if you want to join the Watchful Order. Like, I think they do good work. It's odd. Like, the Watchful Order is really a place where wizards that may not have the strongest magic can still contribute to society. But I think on one level, your mom is right that there is so much more you could do. But if that's where your heart is, there's nothing, that I want to do to stop you from doing that. But I was impressed by the way you and your friends handled yourselves at the Yawning Portal a couple nights ago. I think it was a really chaotic situation, and you really made the best of it. I heard that you helped out Maloon and Matrim, and I think that Force Grey has its uses. I think the Harpers have their uses, but at the end of the day, the power is in the Lord's Alliance. We do the Lord's work. And Holly, you would know this. The Lord's Alliance is an alliance between all the major cities of the Swords Coast. So Waterdeep is a member. Neverwinter is a member. Luskin has been vying for membership for a while now, but hasn't been admitted in.
Luskin.
Jallister says, "I know your friends do good work, but this invitation is really just to you, as you are a native of Waterdeep, and you yourself will one day likely be a Lord of Waterdeep. So if you wanted to get involved in the business of running Waterdeep and making the Alliance work, I wanted to extend this offer to you."
I am so honored. I think I would be a fool not to accept.
He says, I really appreciate that. You probably know this. You've been involved in it. There's a gang war that's causing all sorts of unrest in the city. It's disrupting trade. It's causing problems for the rest of the Lord's Alliance, unfortunately. We have offered protection to members of the Dung Sweepers Guild. They do very important work in the city. And I'm looking to bolster our manpower. So I'd like you and your crew to sign up to protect them.
Okay.
It's
Very
pretty
exciting.
It's, again, everyone's got to start somewhere. This is, the first assignment. If you succeed at this, then I promise you that promotion and more assignments with more prestige will be coming. The Dung Sweepers Guild, like I said, they're worried they're going to get caught up in the crossfire of this gang war. And there's just been this sudden gap in our scheduling. So if you can fill in, what I need you to do is meet up with Morton Till at the Mule Skull Tavern on Ship Street at 6 bells tomorrow, and he'll fill you in on the details.
Oh, what's the name of the tavern?
Mule Skull. Muleskull.
This guy was super impressed with us, except for that one doofy wood elf who tripped over a dude and fell down the yawning portal.
That's why Fen isn't getting an invitation into the Lord's Lands.
That's why Holly Reese is getting an invitation.
Okay. Great. I'll be there. Do I need to bring anything? Do I need to wear anything special?
Corporate casual.
Yeah, he says no. Come as you are, and you'll be fine.
Great.
And
Mercedes
then,
interview.
if you need me, you can catch me at the Yawning Portal on weekends, or come to the castle. I have an office underneath Lariel Silverhand, and you'll know Lariel Silverhand is the open lord of Waterdeep. So Waterdeep has the masked lords and one open lord, who act as a council. And once you're done with this task, come see me again, and I'll have something new for you.
Okay, great. Thank
Does
you.
Holly have 0 renown with the Lord's Alliance?
Yes, Holly has 0 renown with the Lord's Alliance.
What was the name? L'Oreal.
I'll
What?
give you the name afterwards. I'll
Okay.
give you the spelling. It's Lariel Silverhand. But at that, he'll stand up. Just as treats are being brought in, he'll kind of politely decline. And he'll say, "Thank you so much for your time. Sorry to meet you all the way out here. Where are you staying at these days?"
We're staying in a little tavern inn called Trollskull Tavern off of Trollskull Alley.
He says, "Okay,
We're actually-
I'll make sure to send future communications there directly. I'm sorry for
Okay.
getting your mother involved."
No, that's fine. It's good to see Mom for a little bit, a little bit at a time.
But yeah, that at
But that
that
also explains.
he'll leave. Holly Rees, is there anything you might want to say to your mother or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. Just that it was good seeing her and invite her to the opening as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe you'll change your mind.
Jesus,
These my new
I
friends are really
appreciate
nice.
it, but things have been, without your father, things have been quite busy running the family affairs. Thank you, though, sweetheart.
I understand. All right, I love you.
I love you. And she'll let you leave.
And then I'll go back to the carriage and go back to the Trollskull
Oh no, the carriage is one way. You're walking.
Tavern.
Yeah, the carriage will drop you off at Trollskull Tavern. And you get there just in time. Wilhelm puts his papers away for now. And everyone's going to sit down for a lunch on this day, the 16th of Elient. And we're going to call this one done here.
Done.
All right, guys.
Thanks for playing with us, everyone.
Wow.
Bye.
Bye.